All right, Saul here. Rant time. Two things that aggravate me. One of them is the concept of CrossFit training, which seems to disrespect the art of lifting, the finer points of lifting, as in biomechanics, impeccable form, manipulating mechanics with each lifter to optimize both safety and performance. Basically, it seems like a bunch of people going in there and lifting as quickly from exercise or from lift to lift, and with as little as possible rest between lifts. And to compound it, they choose lifts that are fairly complicated, compound joint movements that really require and demand a type of concentration and coaching that doesn't seem to be available under the CrossFit system. The other thing that bothers me is raw lifters. What appears to me to be kind of an elitist attitude. Yeah, we lift raw, we compete raw. We're real lifters. We don't need no stinking suits or wraps or whatever. That's the way I started out. As a matter of fact, when I competed in the first world or international championships, 1966, in Toms River, New Jersey, I didn't even own a belt. I had to borrow an Olympic lifting belt from a friend. But we certainly didn't use any equipment at all. So I grew up without using equipment. So it's not that it's that big a deal. Yeah, I mean, if somebody wants to lift raw, great. However, what I want to point out and emphasize that if you're going to lift raw and be proud of it, well then lift really raw. Now, continuing along this line, I've started a club here on Cape Cod, a club of lifters, both male and female. We train on the beach 12 months a year, and we're raw lifters. Raw lifters, we don't wear bench shirts. We don't wear squat suits. We don't use wraps. We don't use belts. As a matter of fact, we don't use pants or shirts or anything. We lift totally naked. Totally naked, 12 months a year on Cape Cod, on a Cape Cod beach, which I am not going to disclose the location quite yet. But I would say there are probably maybe 75% of our members are male and 25% are female. The numbers seem to be growing all the time. The name of this group of lifters is the Cape Cod Sunshine Group, the Sunshiners. But the Cape Cod Sunshine Group, totally nude powerlifting training, and at some time or some point here, I would like to also promote some meets using the same concept. So, you want to talk about raw? I'll tell you about raw. You know, if you're going to lift raw, I mean, let's do it. I mean, let's do it all the way. Raw is raw. Not talking about any halfway type ventures. I'm talking about the real deal. So I suspect that my idea will really catch on. I think it will spread across the world very rapidly. There'll be new records, probably new weight classes. Nobody will be hiding anything. It's going to be pretty much obvious what's going on. There will be no need for equipment checks. It's so basic. It's beautiful, beautiful. So that's my rant. And by the way, referring back to my CrossFit complaint, what I've also decided to do with this naked lifting concept, I'm going to, in opposition to CrossFit, I'm going to structure our training really around 3 lifts, and that's it. 1 lift at a time. So I'm suggesting multiple sets, very low reps, 1 lift a workout, and that's it. So if you're squatting on a particular day, maybe we'd do 8 sets of doubles or triples, and that's it. Nothing fancy. Assuming that everything that you need pretty much is covered when you're doing a real squat, and a real squat with no equipment. I mean, no equipment except what you were born with. Same situation with the bench, and same situation with the deadlift. From time to time, I expect to substitute some other lifts that are related to those 3 lifts, but different enough so that psychologically and physically we have a chance to both rest a bit, and also to strengthen some imbalances, some strength imbalances that we may have developed, and which involves training from different angles and that sort of thing. That's my story for today. I will leave you with a message regarding what we've been discussing, and that is, lift the way nature intended. Squat, bench press, and deadlift as nature intended. Later, my friends.